What is up, guys? It's Michael back here again with another video, and today we're going to be jumping in and discussing how you as a student could be making money online with Shopify dropshipping, specifically how to get to that 1K a day mark. So I'll see you inside my computer. How you could be making $1,000 a day as a student with Shopify dropshipping. So, a lot of times people will come to me and they'll say, I'm just a student, whether it be, they're a senior or junior in high school, or, they're in college or they're finishing college pretty soon, and they want like a source of income, whether it be during school, during the summer, during break. And that's why dropshipping is honestly the best source of income online that you can make, especially in this day and age going into 2019. And I just want to go over, and what we're going to go over is exactly how you can start to make money from dropshipping within the next few months of this year. So let's get started. So the first thing that I always say to people is make sure that you have everything down. And what do I mean by that? I mean, make sure that you know what you're doing. A lot of people will just find what dropshipping is online. They'll see a little bit of the basics and they'll just go, and they and this is not a bad thing, but they just won't want to waste any time and they'll just jump right into it, and they'll kind of be hasty with their decision. And what will happen from that is you're going to create something that's really not going to work, especially because more and more people are actually starting to learn and come to know what dropshipping is. If you're creating kind of not high quality sites, not high quality ads, you're not putting much effort into it, you're really not going to be making that much anymore. And when I first started, it was about 3 years ago, and it really didn't require as much as it does today, just because the competition wasn't as fierce. But it is still possible. You just have to make sure that you have everything down, and that's what we're going to go over, exactly what to have down. So it's not going to happen overnight. And if you're looking for, a way to make money online that you want to make money like by tonight, or if you're watching this at night tomorrow morning, this isn't it. So the reason why is because what happens is a lot of people see these results online, 20K a day, 100,000 a month. And there's two things about those results. Is one, 9 out of 10 of those times, especially with the really high results, those people are seeing, 20% margins on that. So what do I mean? 20% of, 100,000 is 20,000. And that's what they're actually making. So when you see somebody making, $1,000 a day, they're not necessarily taking home $1,000 a day. They're generating $1,000 a day, but they could be taking, 25% of that or 30% of that, which is still $250 to $300 a day. And if you get this consistently, it's about $2,100 a week. It's real money. I mean, at that rate, you're doing almost $100K a year with something online. But a lot of people will come to have this notion that, they're making $1,000 a day, they're making $365,000 a year, and that's really not the case. So, and one other thing is most of these people have months or years of experience. They didn't just create this last week. They went online, they educated themselves, they watched hours upon hours of YouTube videos, they've bought in courses, they've done mentorships, they've educated themselves enough to get to this point that they've been able to generate this income online. And it's pretty awesome once it gets going. So what are the checklists that you need when you're starting your store? So one thing you want to do is find multiple products to test. Don't just focus on one product and kind of Hail Mary it and think, okay, this product's going to work. If it doesn't, I'm screwed. Because 9 out of 10, the first product won't work. And if you're doing this, you're going to fail 90% of the time. If you're just doing one product, testing one product, it doesn't work, screw it, dropshipping doesn't work, this is a scam online. Yeah, sure, okay, you've tested one product. It's not going to work if you just test one product and then call it a day. That's business in general. I mean, 90% of businesses fail. So if you take even the biggest of biggest guys, if they stopped creating businesses at their first business that didn't work, then they wouldn't be multimillionaires, billionaires. I mean, that's just what it is. So don't overthink this. You're not reinventing the wheel with dropshipping. And a lot of people tend to think that they are. They get onto dropshipping and they try and find a product that doesn't even exist really in a market yet. And what happens with that is that they don't have any proven strategies. They don't see many other people actually proving that this ad actually works. And that's kind of a big downfall that happens. People just realize, okay, I need to hop on a trend, hop on something that's already working, and do your research on how others are advertising the same exact product, because it'll make your life so much easier. So the next thing that you want to do is focus on your site professionality. And I can't stress this enough, because as a Shopify dropshipper, this is the business that you're in. You're in the business of creating a professional site and being a marketer. That's what this is. Those are the two skills that you need. So required apps that I always say to have on your site, and this is just a few, is obviously a Burlo for product uploads, reviews for social proof. People buying online want to see that other people have also, purchased from your store, that you're reliable and your brand looks good. Currency converter, because you're going to be, obviously it's international. You're going to be selling to different countries, and an email collector, because building that email list in the long term is going to be super, super, super valuable to you. So start from day one with collecting emails to anybody that comes on your site. And when you're focusing, especially in 2019, you really, really, really need to focus on not just throwing up a crappy site and throwing products on there, but actually creating a brand. So, model after the big brands to make your site look noteworthy, something that people feel comfortable buying from, because that's how you're really going to increase those conversions. So the next thing you want to do is have a marketing plan. Develop a set strategy. If you don't have a strategy with marketing, you're gambling here. You're pulling the lever on a slot machine. Because if you don't have a set strategy, then you're just shooting in the dark. And this is another thing I really cannot stress enough, is to actually develop some sort of marketing plan. So if you're a beginner, what I will usually say is to do, some influencer ads. But before you do that, you need to install a pixel. The Facebook pixel. Now, if you're a total beginner and you're not even sure what a Facebook pixel is, there's a ton of videos online just showing you how to install this pixel. They made it actually much easier than it used to be, but make sure you have your Facebook pixel hooked up to your site. Why? Because the Facebook pixel is going to track every single piece of data that comes in and out of your site. It's going to track every single person that clicks on your website, every single person that adds to cart on your website. Have you ever been on a website or been on something like, a website you've seen online, or maybe you didn't even see it online, you saw it on a billboard, you went on the website on your phone, and then 3 days later, all of a sudden, you're starting to see ads for that website that you went on. That's Facebook pixel marketing in and of itself. There it is. That's them using the pixel on their site, and that advertiser actually retargeting you. So make sure that you install this pixel, because it 1000% works. A lot of people like to say, oh, Facebook hears my conversations, Facebook, is watching me from all angles. No, the advertiser just has a pixel and they've noticed that you've taken action on their site, so they want to retarget you because you are the most valuable person to push their ads to. So make sure that you actually install your pixel. And like I said, if you're a beginner and you know zip about Facebook ads, a smart thing that you can do is find a smaller influencer with high engagement that's within the niche that you choose to pick your product, and advertise your product there and try and do it cheap, $20, $30. See what type of feedback you get on your site. Personally, I don't really use influencers anymore, just because it's not as consistent as Facebook ads and it's not as scalable as Facebook ads. But when you're just starting out and you just want to kind of get a feel for it, it could definitely be a good entry point to get started. And then once you really start diving into this, you'll learn how to use Facebook ads and Instagram ads, pretty much the same thing. So the one thing I can leave off on is to don't look for immediate gratification in the short term. A lot of people will, even people who are successful here, I mean this for you, because a lot of people, what will happen is they'll dive in, they'll make like $500 net profit their first successful week, and they'll just shoot for that $500 every single week, and what happens is if you're just trying to scale it in the short term, and this means not having a good customer support system, not fulfilling orders on time, not actually treating this like a real business, it's not going to treat you like a real business, and ultimately it's just going to fail. Take it from me and my experience, because when I first started off, I kind of had this mindset, and I'll be totally honest. And what I realized is that doesn't work. It doesn't work in business in general. So what you want to look for is something that's going to be long-term. So if you're not making money within the first month, but you're building this data, you building an email list, you have 500, 600, 700 people on an email list now, you have 50 purchases on your pixel. Next month you're shooting for 150, 200. You're going to start those lookalikes. You're going to start actually building that data through your Facebook ads so your ads become more and more effective. And you look for that recurring customers, email marketing to current customers. And if you're just looking at this like any brand views their business, rather than just looking for how much you're making day to day to day to day to day and how much you can take home in your pocket and spend, you're never really going to be able to scale. And if you stop looking at what's going in and what's coming out, and you just start putting more and more into your ads without worrying about how much you're actually taking, and obviously keeping track of this because you don't want to lose money, but if you start to just kind of let it flow more and you just keep scaling these ads without worrying about how much you're spending a day, how much you're putting into this, trust me, you will find yourself with a store that's doing $30, $40, $50, $60, even $100,000 in a month by the end of this year. So with that said, that's kind of the checklist for making money online from dropshipping, how you can start in 2019, and make this your goal, guys. Make it your goal for by the end of this year to be doing 1K plus a day from dropshipping online. And as always, if you love this video, just give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and drop a comment below on what I should cover in my next video. See you next time, guys.